I don't like wiping the windows. You get streaks and everything all over it, and you know. Ugh.
It's alright, that.
We're here because today's original plan was that I was going to get up at a really nice early and get out and give it a good, because I checked the weather forecast last night and it said, yep, no problem. It'll be interspersed with, a bit of overcastness. However, you should be dry and good to go all day. Might be a bit on the nippy side, but you should be dry and good to go. So basically, it pissed down all morning. It's probably a couple of degrees of absolute zero out here at the moment. How my fingers can still do this, I don't know. But we are where we are. I would have gone up the workshop, but by the time I looked out and went, next thing I know, it's lunch. So, I'd like to help me understand, mind, how the weather forecasters and the people who indulge in this science can say one thing 1 minute and then whilst everyone's in bed change it, because surely it's a science and we should have a little bit, I'd like to know who pays for it, because I don't think they're getting value for money. Maybe that's just my ignorance, who knows. I do stuff like this, I don't do stuff like that. I just stand here and curse and make myself look like some sort of redneck. Anyway, today's original plan was to wash it and give it a next to detail level wash with brushes and stuff and get in there and clean everything out and what have you. No. So, plan is, we're going to try and fix the air conditioner. Now, it could have a leak in it somewhere. There was enough corrosion come out of the cooling pack on the front, everywhere, that it could actually just have leaked. The condenser could be in pinholes. It's unlikely that it's pipe work. In my experience, that never really goes. There could be some seals gone. Any number of things could be an issue. Now, the normal standard practice, as I say, with air conditioning, is you have to get somebody who knows what they're doing, has all the right equipment to do it. And that usually involves creating a vacuum in the system, sucking out what's come out, and then putting back in the correct amount so that they know it's working exactly. I don't work like that. I've had that service performed several times on several cars in the past, and I've also had results sorting it out myself. Now we're going to have a crack at sorting it out ourselves, because that's what I do. I sort stuff out myself. That's kind of why So you need to bear with us, because some of you may have used this stuff, some of you may not. Who knows? You might be seeing this for the first time. You might be sat there going, that crap doesn't work. Works for me. Anyway, let's switch to the truck bonnet, because that's my workbench for today. Stop me if you've heard this one. Anyway, this is the setup that I've used previously and I'm about to use today. I've had varying levels of success with it. Couldn't get the truck aircon fixed with it because that had a different issue, but other than that, everything else I've done with it, everything else I've used, absolutely fine. Anyway, this goes on the low pressure end, or the inlet, the small one of the two, which, as we've already explored, is in the most ridiculous place ever. I started taking the intake off, got about 3/4 of the way through taking the main bit off and realised that I just needed to take this bit off. Anyway, we've got access to that now. That's showing that there is nothing in that system. It is bone dry. You'll see that now. There is a little bit of it getting these into where it needs to be. Anyway, so what we've got here is air conditioning in a can. And we've got green flavour and we've got blue flavour. Green is obviously mint. Blue, probably raspberry. I'm not quite sure. They work as a package because you chuck this stuff in and it can allegedly seal pinholes. It can sort the seals out. It's good to run that. It's, yeah, this is the actual refrigerant, which is the right one for this car, which I believe is 134, 134A, something like that, because that's what's in it. Now, what you do is you connect this little bad boy here up to the low pressure. If there's pressure in it, it will tell you. However, like I said, at the moment, there is nothing. Now, you'll notice that these cans are, yeah, sealed. That then, you drive that down into that. Once you've started the can off, that's it, you're committed. Now, I know a lot of people would say you need a vacuum to pull the stuff into the system. You need this, you need that. Well, maybe. Do you know what? It doesn't matter because this works. And I know it works because I've done it. And hopefully it should work today. I'm hoping to get the air conditioning working. Basically, I'm thinking that over time, the seals have just gone a bit dry. We chuck this stuff in, it'll seal up. We chuck this stuff in, it'll carry on working. The Panda, which is literally sat there, has been running this stuff for 2 years, no problem. No problem at all. Just bear that in mind. This isn't, this isn't necessarily what people would consider. Like I said, it's not sucking anything out. There's nothing in the system, so I haven't got to worry about anything venting to atmosphere or anything like that. We're not creating a vacuum in the system. We're not putting a measured amount back in, although we are allegedly putting a measured amount in. Right, whether that's the right amount for this system to do whatever, I generally not, and I'm not saying that you should be doing this yourself. I'm just saying that you could look at this and think, oh, that's not a bad idea. I might give that a go because it might actually work for me. That's up to you. You do whatever you want to do. That's the wonderful thing about the world that we live in. As long as you can actually get hold of it, which, yeah, then you can do whatever you want. You have at least the illusion of free will. So you chuck that one in first, then chuck that one in, and I'm going to do both. Now, it could be that the whole lot just there is a leak in it somewhere, and that's what we end up having to deal with. I'm not going to worry about it too much because, well, it is what it is. Life is like that. However, we're going to put this on now. We're going to try and check this, and we're going to try and go through this this particular process. I'm going to check up because I can't remember whether I need the engine running or not at the time. Right, let's see if we can get this in there. You should be able to clearly see the silver bit that goes in there. It's a Schrader valve, nothing fancy. The pressure isn't mad on these. Looking at it, it's anything up to 130 pissies is okay by the looks of this. It's even got a special thing on it, right, to remind you not to go too high. See? Yeah, very informative. So, we need to do is get this on here. I usually find it's better to pull the clip back. Can you see that there? Can you see it? Zero. Nothing. No gas. Right. Don't know whether you can see the gauge. Gauge is floating a steady 30 there, and there you leave that. Oh, it's got up to 40. Right, I think this is empty now. Yeah, a little bit of residual, nothing major, empty. Right, the compressor's kicking in and out. Now, everything was full on in the car. So we're going to give this a bit of a squidge, and we're going to go for this. So that's the can compromised, all the way down, and then all the way back up, and you can see this thing, right. It's exactly how it should be. The system will balance itself out, and it was, can you see where it leaked? Yeah, the fan's on as well, so that's a good sign. Oh, that's nearly empty. Now, I don't think obviously it's as comprehensive as having it charged properly or having it done properly. Not knocking that at all. And if you can get it done on a deal, like a Groupon, because that can be reasonably economical, then by all means go for it. And it means that somebody else takes the responsibility of sorting all this out. I don't work like that, but you should know that by now. Yeah, so that all appears to be working nicely. When running, the pressure drops to about 45, and when not running, the pressure goes up. I believe that's okay, and like I said, the Panda's been running with this stuff in it for the last 2 years, and I got ice cold aircon in there, and this is blowing cold air, or how you tell it's cold, who knows right now, because it is cold out there. Right, I'm going to take all of this off now. I'm going to shut all this down, I'm going to take all of this off, and we're going to go back, we're going to have a big quick check, and I'm going to put it all back together. Okay, that bled a little bit. That there is the sealant, the conditioner, the green flavour. It wasn't mint, it was pine. This has got a little tiny bit of pressure left in it, which means there must be a bit. Let me just fizzle. Yeah, there you go. So that has we've got working aircon. Now, some of you might say it hasn't got the right amount in it. It's not going to work for long. It might not do this. It might not do that. Make your own mind up, innit? I've had this, I've done several cars with this kit, they've all worked perfectly for years. I think these refills are about 16, 17, 18 pounds, something like that. Don't know what they are now, I bought these a year or two ago. I would recommend anyone who's got a bit of notes about them to have a look at this, maybe have a crack. By the way, this isn't in any way, shape or form sponsored, and I'll probably do something like stick some links down. Is it there or there or there? Yeah. So anyway, that's that. We need to put this back together now. Pick that up first. Something else I wanted to do while I was out here was sort the old squishy fluid out, because I see crap out there windscreen half the time, and it is wow. I've never seen a little filter in one of these before. Focus, you drippy. Is that as close as I can get? That's grim. Right, anyway, where was I? One thing I like to do this time of year, in fact all around the year, because, you know, standard screen wash, concentrated, oh, this stuff is 5 to 1. I normally run it 2 to 1 anyway, because, you know, I like the smell of it. What I also do this time of year is I drop a little methylated spirits in it. Purple, it's good stuff. That tends to stop it freezing. Tends to. It makes it a lot more resistant to freezing, put it that way. To the point that if you get it right, you don't even have to use de-icer, because it is de-icer. Oh. That's never full, is it? We're going to get the vacuum cleaner battery powered, because that's what everything is these days, and we're going to give it a bit of a cleaner. I need to go through the boot as well. I've never actually been in the boot. Well, I've thrown stuff in it, I've never actually looked at what's in it. So, air conditioning stuff, which we didn't need because we already had cans here. Dash cluster. That's going to have to go into storage. Spare steering wheel. But came with an airbag that was no good. Genuine fake carbon trim. No idea what that is. Some sort of really Chinese made sort of, yes, that all. Made in Italy stickers. Bet they don't get used a lot. Right, somebody's walking sock. I'm assuming that is the previous owners. Got a number of towels and what have you. They'll come in handy for when we run out in the house. Oh, is that a shopping? Oh, a shopping bag. That can stay in there. That can. I'll need that for when I go to Lidl's. Pink hairband. Now I believe that is the original. Yeah, that's the original system for it. What we got under here? Oh. Okay. Fix and go. Expiry date's 2014. So if you're puncturing here, you're pretty much boned. There's no way that's ever going to go back in there. Ever. How dare you suggest that it will? I don't even... Oh, God, I don't get it. No. This is so complicated. Oh, God. It's like I was never here. So, we got a button and we got 20p. That's what the boot of a Fiat 5... It's not even any tools. Wow, that's depressing. Now, as you can see, these seats have potential. And before I start working with like leather paint and a few other bits and pieces, tools that we've got in the arsenal, I want to stick some of this cream on it and see where we get. My old man used to use this on motorcycle jackets. Now I'm not worried about the red stitching at the moment because I know from experience that it comes back out. It doesn't stick to the stitching. And the stitching will pull back, it's not an issue. But already, oh look at that. Already I'm feeling very positive about this. It's a very ASMR experience, this. Oh, it feels lovely. It's like after sun. You know what I mean? After sun, yeah. Oh my God. This stuff's amazing. Alright, just to put this into context. I know you can't see the stitching right now, but I'll sort that out. I can't. Wow. So what I've decided to do about this is I'm going to give this car a very quick brush and vacuum and get it usable because I need to use it. And then when we have a nice day, one that has got a bit of sun in it, this will get a proper going over. The Dorchester car care. Now there's a product that screams quality at you. We just polish my knob. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Wow. What I desperately need to do now is brush all of this out, clean it. I've got a set of mats to go in here so I can actually use it. I don't like using a car without mats. I think it's lazy. It's like sleeping on a bed with no sheet. Filthy animals. that is, and I don't know whether you can see because it's getting dark now, the carpets need depiling, but we're significantly, and that needs a wash. I might do that now actually, but we are looking so much better. So much better. There's a bit of damage on our carpet there, unfortunately. But we are looking a lot better. A lot better. Yes. All that's missing now is the mats. It looks like you get what you pay for, especially with car mats. I know it's a bit dark in here, but there you go. Yeah, that's never going to fit. Which is unfortunate. So not 25 quid wasted, but if you can't fix the driver's mat down, well, you're gonna have problems. But yeah, well, cheers for that, random eBay vendor. I hope you well, somehow karma gets to you. Thank you. I say it turned out fine. It didn't. But we did manage to get the inside cleaned to us. It was... So I'll be able to use that now. A bit of a problem with the carpet. I might just staple it down. Glue. Don't know. Find something. I'll sort that out anyway. Yeah, it seems it's turned out all right. The car's okay. The exhaust has moved a little bit on its mountings. Not entirely sure why or how. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I think one of the bit of the back where it's like got a metal U bit on it, I think that needs to be a bit more robust. I'll figure that out. Everything's sorted under there. We've got air conditioning, which is the big ticket item for today. That seems to be working just nice. Like I said, this time of year it's not about keeping you cold, it's about keeping your windows so you can see it, you can see out. And I don't like, you know, my house, I'm not worried about seeing out of those windows. I haven't got another house coming at me or likely to hit another house, you know. In a car it's a bit more of an issue. I like to be able to see out of my windows, therefore it's kind of important, but you catch my drift. Anyway, it smells nice. I'll give it that. It's got that about going for it now. There'll be detailing and full cleaning and etc. at some point in the not too distant future. But I need to wrap things up now. We've even got the boot clean. Didn't find anything interesting, unfortunately. I suppose I found a few towels, sock. At least I didn't find any turds. Apparently that's the thing. Yes, so we're good to go on this. We're good to go. I've got to be somewhere else now. So yeah, I think we'll call this one a day. Do us a favour. It would really help out if you sort of liked the video. If you did like the video, I mean, obviously, if you didn't, you know, just don't say anything. You know. But if you found something in here that amused you, titillated you, you found useful, then please stick your thumb up on it and subscribe to the channel, because I do loads of stuff, etc. And that would help out as well, you know, because you know, that's the way the world is turning. Anyway, catch you later.
It's alright, that.